right, folks, welcome back to the SF Comic Book Company. This is our Mandalorian after show review recap show, chapter 10, The Passenger. Nip, how you doing?
I'm a little more awake this Friday morning.
Did you get a little coffee in you?
I didn't have any coffee. But these damn allergies got me fucked up. Man.
Yeah, those morning allergies are the worst, man. Wake up clogged up. Now, now you have to fear you have something else. So we got chapter 10. Episode 2 of this season. The Passenger. This one's directed by Peyton Reed, famous for directing the Ant-Man, the two Ant-Man movies. So what's your initial thoughts of this episode? What do you think of this episode?
It was a good episode. It's pretty standalone-ish, though. I mean, you get nowhere in the plot, so it was kind of just like one of those filler offshoot episodes. But for being one of those episodes, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You had some of the stuff from the old when they were landing on stuff in the original Star Wars movies, where they'd land on a rock and then some creature's gonna come out.
Yeah,
I believe there was a spider episode on, was it Clone Wars or
Rebels? Yeah, it was a Rebels.
Yeah, it was similar. I was thinking, like, are those the same ones? But then I was like, no, they're not.
Yeah, the same ones.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're the same ones. Yeah, I got I'll throw a screenshot in there. Once we get the video edited, but that was a cool little callback. Yeah, those were Rebels, and I think it was concept art from Ralph McQuarrie for Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back. Those things were supposed to show up on Yoda's planet on Dagobah. Okay. Yeah, so they were supposed to be in the I'm not sure if they're in the back. It might even be in the background. One of the big ass spider creatures. So they've been part of the Star Wars universe before. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. Like you said, it's one of those standalone episodes, which I like. I like last season when they did that. I heard people complaining about this episode. Oh, I want to hear more about the story. It's like, dude, we have 6 more episodes to go. So they're definitely gonna. We still have a lot more to see. We haven't even seen Ahsoka. We haven't seen some of the characters they've teased yet. So overall, I thought it was a really solid episode. Good directing by Peyton Reed. All right, let's talk about the beginning, the opening. This kind of takes place right after Mandalorian ended last week. He's going back to Tatooine, going back to the city. What city was that? That was Mos Eisley, right? The city. Yeah. So he's going back to Mos Eisley. He gets. It looks like he gets. They've set up a little trap. Some guys that know about the child and they want to kidnap the child or so. So they set him up. They take out the Mando, and get into a little scuffle. And one of them gets the hold of the child. And you don't fuck with Baby Yoda, man. He trades. Initially, he trades his jetpack for the baby, and he sends the the attacker flying, which was hilarious. So, what'd you think of this opening scene?
It was cool. I like that. It was some good action, and it was a nice little fight scene.
Quick.
Tricked him. He put the little trick at the end where he shoots him up in the air and then kills him, basically.
That was awesome.
Wasn't that little thing? It looked like one of the things from Force Awakens. Was that the similar species to that guy who was with Rey on Jakku?
Oh, maybe, yeah. The one she was yelling at.
Yeah. He was scavenging hella shit. He's trying to take BB-8.
Yeah, he did have a familiar vibe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to look in after before, but yeah, it might be the same species or maybe the same guy. Well, maybe. Oh, I guess he's dead, right? Or he survived. I don't know how certain aliens work. Maybe he's still alive.
It's his cousin on Jakku.
That's Jack from Jakku. Yeah, very similar vibe for that. Yeah, he definitely had a familiar vibe to it. So yeah, it was a cool opening. I like that scene. So he's walking back to the Mos Eisley, back to Carla. Carla's from Cheers. She's in the cantina.
Your favorite character?
Carla. Yeah, she seems kind of out of place in this series. She just kind of I don't know. She's, it's not going to ruin the episode for me, but I don't know. She seems kind of out of place. She seems like she's doing a sketch, like a sketch comedy show or something. It's Amy Sedaris, so she's a funny actress. She's a very funny comedic actress, but I don't know. She always
I haven't seen her in anything. What the fuck is she from?
she was in that Strangers with Candy, and she showed up in a couple things. You might recognize her from a couple things.
She's
She's
chilling
always
with ants, giant ants. So
yeah.
it's kind
That
of
was good.
strange.
That was cool. Yeah, I didn't put two and two together, but oh yeah, Peyton Reed directed the episode, so yeah, I was like, like the ant, the giant ant.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Good little Easter egg in there. That was pretty funny. So they make a deal. He knows where some Mandalorians are on another planet. So they she hooks him. Carla hooks up the Mandalorian with this gecko, the Geico gecko. I guess we know who his mother is now. So he hooks up with them. She wants to get transport to her planet, to a planet where her husband can seed her eggs. So they set up a deal, and well, the one catch is they can't go hyperspeed, so they have to go under light speed. So, what do you think of this setup for the episode?
I thought it was cool. I kind of thought it was gonna be like a trick, and they were gonna be like turning some other weird ass species or something, and it was gonna be like some big old monster or something.
Yeah.
But it ended up that they were telling the truth. It looked like
so it's sincere. Yeah, you always expect somebody to like turn on them and or do something.
Yeah, because the Carlo lady was like, "Oh, I just met her like 10 minutes ago." I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, this could be some weird shit." But they went in the other direction. They kept it that they were honest, so that was cool.
Yeah, very. Yeah. What'd you think of the design of the gecko creature?
It was cool. It was cool. It was good design.
Yeah, very Geico-ish, but yeah.
Yeah, a little Geico-ish.
Yeah.
Speaking some weird ass language. Sound like the fucking things from episode 2.
Yeah, I don't speak frog. Yeah, Baby Yoda's a tough little bastard, man. He flew off that speeder, man. That guy's he takes some hits, man. He's pretty tough. All right, so we get on the ship. We start flying. Everything seems pretty calm, and it was a nice music was playing. Nice, beautiful moment. It's like, oh, Baby Yoda's like using the Force. He's connecting with the babies. Like it's like this like weird, nice little scene. And then he pops it open and eats one.
So this shit was like, cold.
I laughed pretty damn hard at that scene. So what you think of Baby Yoda just jumping on eggs the whole fucking episode?
That shit is hilarious. Like a little hungry little bastard, dude.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
it was just funny, dude.
Hungry fuck.
That was a good comedy there. I mean, yeah, like you said, it looks like he's interacting and he's like reading their minds or something. It's gonna be some kind of like some
sweet moment,
some kind of like telepathy shit, and it's like, just eat these. And then he snuck back in later and ate them again.
Yeah, that was like kind of the running gag of the episode, just him like trying to eat these babies. And it's like, it's like that's a kid, man. That's how a kid would act, trying to get those last cookies in the cookie jar, that was
like, how many did you eat? How many did you eat? How many did you eat, dude? Like, damn, this little guy.
So yeah, it was great.
You probably ate like 5 of those damn things.
Yeah. Single-handedly killing the species. But I just thought I thought it was hilarious, just him. That running gag was funny as hell. So yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so we're going along. Everything seems to be smooth, and 2 X-wing fighters come up on the side of him, kind of checking in, and like because they kind of established this last season. His ship is kind of off the books since it's like a pre-Clone Wars ship, so it's kind of you can't really track it. You can't really. There's no beacon on it. So 2 X-wing fighters come up. One of them is Dave Filoni, and the other cat I didn't really recognize. I saw his name, but I didn't. He's like in some what's his name? Paul Sin Hung can't pronounce Hung Lee. He's in Kim's Convenience. I don't know what the hell that is.
I never heard of that.
Never heard it. So he's friends with somebody. And Dave Filoni, which I love Dave Filoni. He's like the one keeping the Star Wars shit together. So they show up and they have like it kind of reminded me of the interaction with Han Solo and like the guards, like kind of in the first New Hope, kind of like the the back and forth, trying to kind of weasel his way out of it. So what'd you think of the interaction with him and the pilots?
I thought that was cool. It was a good little scene. I knew it was somebody. I didn't know who it was, but I knew it was some kind of some kind of cameo.
Yeah. I think he
Um,
showed up last season too as a pilot, so I guess he's a recurring character now, Dave Filoni. So, what do you think of that chase after the fact? Like once he started, like, oh, okay, now they wanted a little more info on him. They wanted to beat him to turn on. He's like, no, fuck this. So he kind of hits the cut on him. Gets into the ice planet. Kind of, I didn't see if it was all Hoth, but it was a pretty good one.
and it had some a good CGI effects. And it was good seeing him descend into the ice, and it was a good scene. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Um, their budget must be really good because all of their scenes look really great. They have great CGI, and it's just it's amazing that they
Yeah.
can pull this off on a TV show essentially.
Yeah, it was a great scene the way they shot it. And yeah, it just great fun chase. Very cool, very cool. We didn't really see too much fights of air battles in last season. I think there might have been one or
Yeah, I
two,
think this was the first one.
like full
Yeah,
on. Like there was a little bit last season, but yeah, this is like the first full on. I think that there was one episode that opened up with him being chased by another ship, but this was like a more of a full-on chasing. Like this is like definitely the biggest chasing. So yeah, no, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great, well shot, fun chasing. All right, so they end up on the planet. They end up on the planet. The ship's fucked up. It falls deeper into this ice cavern, and like Mando's like lazy. He's like, I don't want to do anything. I'm like, the mission's over. I'm just gonna take a nap. Wasn't not really too juiced about it.
there's a
Continuing the
cat.
mission.
Hold on, you
Oh
have
my
a
god!
cat.
Oh my god! He's got a chair.
Cat. Who's that?
So all right, so they're on the ship's pretty fucked up. Mando's ready to like give up, and the what's her? Did she say her name? What her name was in the show? It was played by what the hell was her name too? I got all these notes, but I'm not looking at them. So the gecko lady, she sets up the. There was a lot of callbacks to that episode when he rescued the dude from the prison, from the prison that last season, which definitely one of my favorite. I think your favorite episode from last season, right?
That was a
Yeah,
cool episode. Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of callbacks from that. So she's like, no, he can't understand her during he doesn't speak her language. So she sets up the translator from the robot from last season hey, I need my species is gonna die if you don't get me to this planet. So Mando's all right, I'll do it. And so he starts fixing the ship. And of course, the lady she goes off to a fucking hot tub in the middle of the fucking ice.
Yeah, that was a hot tub time machine.
I thought it was gonna turn into like a weird sex scene. Like she's like in the hot tub, like come on in. So
I was
like,
still I was still thinking like I don't trust this little frog lady, and I was like, is she gonna like morph into some weird ass like giant frog creature and fucking
yeah.
try to eat him or something?
So
And then Baby Yoda again eating little fucking spider babies.
yeah. Fucking little hungry fuck, man, just kind of constantly eating. That's how babies are, though. They're just fucking always
Got the
eating.
munchies. He'd be getting lit.
So, did you get like a kind of like almost like aliens, kind of vibe
Exactly,
from
kind of
that?
Prometheus alien vibe.
Yeah, yeah. They almost like looked
Definitely.
out coming out of there. Yeah, definitely got that vibe. What? What? Do you have something to say about the episode too? So they get so he eats one of the spider eggs, and all the other ones open up and start start coming at him. The frog lady gets dressed like her husband was coming home or coming home after having an affair. She gets dressed like in 2 seconds. I thought it was pretty funny when she used her tongue to like grab her stuff. So that's so the little spiders start coming in, then like the bigger ones start coming, then like the big ass ones start coming in. So I thought this was a great scene, just blasting. This looked like fun if you can like have a VR game of this, just blasting spiders. Very cool looking designs on the spiders, like different. So that Ralph McQuarrie, man, he designed some cool shit. So we have a battle. They're escaping the ship. What did you think of the scene of them him shooting up the spiders? trying to escape.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was good to see the flares of the lasers popping off on them, and it was shot well. I wanted to see when they got desperate for Baby Yoda to like use the Force on those damn spiders or something, but I
Yeah,
guess
they're
he
saving it, right?
chooses when he wants to use it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it takes a lot out of them too. So I guess yeah, you figured. Yeah, that it was a good tense scene too. Like the when he was trying to close the door and they just kept coming in. He was, it was a good scene. Good.
It was cool seeing the little frog hop around too, running
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I didn't expect that. She just started hopping around. That was cool. That was kind of unexpected. Yeah, it was pretty. Was that practical on when she was just standing? It looked like practical effects, right? Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
I believe
CG.
so. Yeah,
Yeah, well, of course when she's jumping around it was CG, but yeah, when she's just standing
she
there,
went full Frogger.
she frogged it up. Yeah, I thought that was a cool scene. So yeah, it was a tense scene. They're in the ship, they're in the cockpit, and it looks like he tries to escape, and the big ass spider comes in, kind of takes out the cockpit, and it looks like they're done for. And then you just see some shooting, blasting. I kind of figured it was the X-wing pilots because they're still on the planet. So they're shooting. They shoot off the rest of the spiders, and he goes out there and kind of they kind of looked him up and kind of saw what he did last season and tried to save the kid that died in the prison, and he caught three of the bounty hunters, three of the guys who had bounties on him. So he kind of makes a deal with them. They kind of know he's kind of honorable, and he's like, uh, but they kind of know he's honorable, but they're like, we're not going to help you, but we're not taking you in. So they bounce. So what do you think of the interaction between the X-wing
Uh,
pilots and him?
it was kind of different and weird because you're seeing these pilots as basically CHP officers now. Like
Yeah,
we've never seen them in that kind of role where they're like
yeah.
checking people out and like license registration please and that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like
Yeah, the
it was
Empire would
cool
have
though.
just
I mean, I guess it
yeah,
makes sense how that they would be that way.
yeah,
We had never seen it on screen before. We had only seen them in wars,
yeah,
destroying Death Stars and shit like that.
yeah.
So
Yeah, they're trying to
it
be
was cool.
more diplomatic. Like the Empire would have just shot him out of the fucking sky when it had no conversation. So this is kind of like how the Republic does it. They're like a little more like trying to do things a certain by the book and try certain ways. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it was good. It was like getting pulled over by a cop going 65 and at 55, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just let you go."
Yeah, I'll let you
Got a
off with
little weed
warning.
on you, but I'm gonna let you go
You
anyway.
smell like weed, but it's all good. That's all right. I don't want to fill out the paperwork. So yeah, it's that's yeah. It was definitely a different interaction with pilots and stuff out there. So that's definitely interesting for sure.
It was good
So
though. I liked it. I
yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good, kind of a different take, and yeah, so they let him go. He kind of jury rigs the ship, and basically they're gonna have to fly with a big ass hole in their ship, and they're gonna have to stay in the cockpit. And they called the toilet something too. Like, oh, you better use what the hell did they call it? They called it something. I thought that was
I
pretty.
didn't catch it. I know
So
what you're talking about. I didn't really
yeah, so I
catch it.
guess toilets have toilets have names now. They don't call it toilets.
Laboratory, the laboratory.
Laboratory. uh, and so yeah, no, and that's kind of how it ends. Probably like the funniest callback though. The last shot, he has the Baby Yoda. She's like clutching the rest of the eggs, and you just see Baby Yoda pull out one more, one more egg. He saved one more. Those things are probably looking probably delicious. Yeah. So
He was ready to eat some of those, like pickles in a jar and shit.
yeah, I like big ass
Those dill pickle
boba
babies.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
so yeah, I thought it was a cool episode, funny episode. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've heard some complaints like, "Oh, it's just a standalone episode." Yeah, you have to have some of those, man. I'm sure there's going to be lots of story heavy ones, and you got a lot of story for last one, and you got some hints too, like maybe the Mandalorian they're going to meet up with is Booker. What's her name? The one that's played by Katie Sackhoff. She did the voice in the Rebels and Clone Wars, Mandalorian, the Mandalorian, the sister of the Mandalorian princess, something like that. Bo-Katan,
oh, the Duchess, right?
yeah,
Duchess's
Bo-Katan or
sister.
something,
Yeah.
Bo-Katan or some shit like that. I'm always fucking up the names. So
Duchess is dead, right? She died. Duchess died in the Clone Wars, right?
yeah, I think Maul killed her, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sister still was still running shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's gonna be coming up in next few. Let's see. All right, yeah. So overall, yeah, that was a pretty damn good episode. Um, yeah, it was pretty a fun episode, well shot. The action was cool. Like I like the plane, the fight, the air battle was cool. The spiders attacking them was almost like a horror movie, watching a horror movie, like arachnophobia. All of a sudden. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty damn good episode.
Yeah, and it's good to have those episodes. You just can't do too many, and you can't do too many back to back. So as long as they give us a little bit more of a glimpse into the future and some more plot that's going to be relevant through the season in the next episode, I'm cool with it. It's just if you start stacking them up, Walking Dead was very guilty of that. They'd just stretch the
Lots of
shit out of
filler,
seasons
lots
like
of
with the
filler.
filler
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, it turned me
And that
off
was
of the
like
show.
later on in the seasons, but
Yeah,
early on it was pretty good.
yeah, they were following the right path, and then they kind of like tried to like stretch out storylines that didn't last that long in the comic, and then they just kind of ruined it. So that we'll save that for the Walking Dead show. We'll never do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never. Yeah, we
So
could have
any
done it in the past, but man.
other thoughts on the episode?
No, overall, I give that one probably an 8. 8 out of 10 in my. It scored 8 out of 10. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good episode. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun episode. I liked it a lot. So any predictions for next week? Or you think we're going to see any Ahsoka yet? We're going to see any Sasha Banks? Any more Boba Fett next week?
I thought we'd get at least a hint of that in this episode, and we didn't. So I'm gonna say I say they throw one bone to us. I don't know which one it would be. Probably the maybe the Sasha Banks character makes an appearance,
Yeah.
and you get a mention of Ahsoka or something,
Yeah.
or a Jedi mention.
I think Ahsoka comes later in the season. I think they're gonna.
Did you say 8 episodes?
I think it's 8 episodes. Yeah.
So this will be 3. Yeah, they're gonna have to start coming with something though.
Yeah, we're gonna get
So
some big. Yeah, we're gonna like since this was the filler episode, we're gonna get some big reveal next one. Like there was some more to the
yeah,
story.
they would be wise to give us something
Yeah,
not major, but at
yeah.
least start leading into something
A
major.
little taste, a little taste. Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good prediction. What about this Boba Fett spinoff? They were kind of rumoring, talking about.
I've been hearing it back and forth. It's gonna happen, and
Sounds like
when it's gonna happen. COVID threw everything off too. So
yeah, they've been there was talk of it today. So there's been some talk of a Boba Fett spinoff. So I want to see how he's handled in the show, and then see if that warrants. But just by name alone, that's people want to see that. But yeah,
I'm down for it for sure. But then I don't know. This kind of might take away from it because
yeah,
this is done so well that it's going to give comparison. Automatically it's going to be compared to the Mandalorian.
yeah,
It
exactly.
it would be dope if they got either Filoni or Favreau to do it.
Yeah.
But do they have anybody? Do we know who's lined up for it?
They haven't said. They haven't said who's going to be in it, who's going to oversee the project. But yeah, if Favreau and Filoni are involved, that's definitely a thing. I wouldn't mind seeing just like a limited, like a small series. It doesn't have to be like a whole, like maybe just like a story, like how
Six
he,
episodes. Six
yeah,
episodes would be good,
kind of like
or
the
even
story.
4. You could do 4-hour ones.
Yeah, do like a 4-hour movie. Yeah, I'm down with that. And just kind of like I wouldn't mind seeing like how he got out of the Sarlacc and how like his journey to like how the pretty much like a prequel to this, like how he got out of the Sarlacc pit and like how his struggles, like kind of trying to rebuild himself and trying to get back, get his shit together after being fucking almost digested. So yeah, there's definitely some potential, but yeah, I don't want to see like a full blown like, I don't think we need 8 episodes of a fucking Boba Fett, but.
It might be good to see animated version of that since we got all this live action stuff popping off. Maybe go back to animation style, maybe like the Rebel style or Clone War style.
Okay.
I guess Clone War style would work.
Yeah, the later seasons. I like how the animation got a lot better towards the end. So, yeah, definitely.
I'd like to see Disney release something on Hulu Star Wars wise where they could go a little more edgy. That would be dope. Because Mandalorian, if you did like an R-rated Mandalorian, you could do some cold shit.
Yeah, Yeah.
And Lucas was talking about doing something back in the day, right? Like Star Wars Unleashed, or what was it?
It was
Star
supposed to be
Wars
like the underground, like
Underground. There you
yeah,
go.
it was supposed to be like a mafia type show, like kind of like the bowels of what's the city, Coruscant. So
So
yeah,
it would be dope to see that
yeah.
somehow, in
I,
some iteration of that.
I'm pretty sure they won't do that shit. They want to keep that brand, PG-13. But it's pretty good. They get it's pretty brutal, man. You get to see the spiders blow up and stuff. He does some cold shit for a PG-13. So it's a pretty good show. Pretty good episode. Pretty good show. It's pretty awesome. Cool. Awesome. Any other thoughts about this week's show and all that? I kind of asked you that already, but any other
Yeah, I mean,
thoughts?
yeah, there's not much to go off of, because this was such a standalone
Yeah,
episode. So
yeah. It was pretty straightforward too. There's not really too much. It wasn't like
yeah, everything was wrapped up. There's nothing left in doubt,
yeah,
other than if the lady makes it to the husband.
yeah. I'm pretty sure they can go through all that shit. No, well, maybe Baby Yoda eats all the rest of the eggs.
Unless they get pulled over by not as nice fucking. Yeah, I've had a bad day. I gotta fill my quota. You ain't getting away this time.
Yeah,
You
right.
got pulled over by fucking. Is
All right.
Wedge still alive? What if Wedge is in a bad mood and pulls him over?
Yeah. What showed up in with the last Skywalker or Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, he showed. I marked out for that moment when he popped up. That was pretty hilarious.
Is the First Order alive? Started already or no?
I think it's like the hints of it. I think are starting. Like there's like very very small. This is 6 years after Return, right?
6 years, right?
Yeah. So I think there's hints of it. Yeah, happening. So I think it's yeah.
And
So
did they ever explain what the First Order was? Is it just remnants, or is it just a totally separate
I think it's like
entity?
a remnants of the Jesus Christ. Get the hell out of here. It's remnants of the Empire, like the last remaining officers, like so.
Holy shit, it's a cot.
Trying to be on the show, trying to get his 15 minutes. So yeah, I think it's a remnants of that, and we might see. Well, we kind of already seen like Moff Gideon. Excuse me,
Yeah.
sir. So we'll probably see some more of that too. So I'm not sure if he's involved with the First Order, but they're definitely Empire inspired. So
Now, Moff Gideon, is he like a comic character from one of the Star Wars comics, or
I don't
this is a
know.
whole new?
I think he's a whole new. I don't think he showed up in any. Well, maybe he showed up in one of the books or so, because that cat from last week showed up in one of the books.
That cat shows up on the shoulder.
Yeah, Vance Gantz, whatever his name is, Timothy Oliphant last week. His character showed up in I think Aftermath.
Oh yeah, I apologize. I was way off. I was tired when I was watching this. Nowhere near the dude I thought it was. 20 years on him.
Father, please. All right. So yeah, cool, man. It's another fun episode. So where can folks find you? Talk about your podcast.
Oh yeah, we got our own podcast. Doomzilla comes on occasionally. Drop some shit.
When I'm drunk enough.
When he's drunk. Drunk dirty bastards. No, we're Gold Dirty Bastards. Gold Dirty Bastards with a Z. You can find us on IG. Goddamn, every plane in the goddamn he's flying by. Mando's flying by. You can find us on IG, Gold Dirty Bastards Podcast on IG. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Gold Dirty Bastards, and you'll find us. We just filmed our 5th episode. And I don't know the Twitter. Leo's on the Twitter.
Well, you can find all the links. Go find one of them. You'll find all of them.
The link to our anchor is on our in our bio on IG as well. So
cool.
Check us out there.
I'll put a link in the description.
We're mostly sports based. We're gonna talk sports. We talk a lot of shit on there. We're a little harsh.
A little harsh, yeah. Not
a
saying
lot harsh. We're a lot harsh.
Not for the kids. Not for the kids.
Yeah, don't bring your kids.
Yeah,
bring your alcohol. Have some shots. Have some pizza. Talk some shit.
Dudes shooting the shit, talking sports and bullshit. So it's great. Yeah, the election episode was pretty hilarious. That was pretty fun.
We're trying to get Ray on next week too, because we're having staff issues with one of our.
It's already imploding already.
one of our bastards is being a real bastard.
Going full bastards.
I'm not gonna say any names, but Womack is
rhymes with Schmomack. All right, cool. Yeah, look for us. We have our company hour. We're doing a special episode this week on Friday. tonight. So if you haven't seen it, you can see the replay. Our 50th episode. So it's gonna be a big old extravaganza. We're gonna get drunk. We're talk some Sean Connery and some other BS. So yeah, check us out tonight.
Some Shawn Michaels too, maybe.
Yeah, the big 50th episode should be a lot of fun. And we do unboxings and try to do some more reviews and such. So yeah, look out for that stuff. Cool. All right. This was fun, and look for another episode next week, next Friday, another after show for the Mandalorian. We're gonna keep this up. Cool. All right.
May not be your way, but this is the way.
There you go. Yeah, can't end better than that. All right, man. See you next week.
Peace. Peace out.